Hey there. So on March 15th, which was, 2 weeks after I did my last video, I realized that I had forgotten to pick up a game. And I was able to get it a couple days after it first came out, and that is Yakuza Dead Souls. Um, if you've watched any of my videos, you know I'm a pretty big Yakuza fan. So when I heard about Yakuza Dead Souls, I was a little on the fence about it. There's a lot of games out there that feature zombies, and I don't know that I'm that big of a fan of zombies. I've played Left 4 Dead just a little bit. A coworker lent it to me, and I played with another coworker, but I just didn't really get into it. So when I heard that Yakuza Dead Souls was coming out, I was on the fence because Yakuza is a really good series, and I didn't want them to blow it by just creating a game that just capitalized on the whole zombie craze. So today, after about 12 days, and there were a number of days where I just didn't play it because I was doing other things, I finally finished it on the initial difficulty level, which is just a normal difficulty. I didn't die at all in this. It's a fairly easy game. It's easier than 3 or 4, which I've played, because I think I've died a couple times in the bosses for these. You get a lot of healing items early on. There's no fights like against. Well, there's a couple fights in 4 that were pretty difficult. You don't get that with this. Like Yakuza 4, you have 4 different characters that you play as. A couple make an appearance again. Majima's the big one. You know, everybody's really excited that you get to play as him. There you can see the 4 characters that you play as. Once again, the game kind of ramps up so that at the end of it, you play the dragon himself. The biggest issue I had with this was the aiming system. What I would often find, so it's left L2 button will, L2 will target, and then R1 fire. You can press X to dodge around as usual. There's limited combat. If you pick items up with the circle button, you can hit R1 to use that as a weapon. There is some hand-to-hand fighting at the end with the last character, and I think you know who the last character is. But otherwise, it's pretty much a shooter, third person, far behind. The issue with the targeting system is you'll hit L2, and depending on, so you can have your character facing one way, or you can have the camera facing one way. So they can be different, they can be the same, what have you. The issue that I'd run into is that my character would be facing one way, I'd hit L2 thinking, okay, it's going to jump to whatever's in front of me, and it wouldn't always do that. You also unlock an ability later on where you can basically aim for the head when you hit a button, and even that was flaky at best. It wasn't consistently bad, it's just it wasn't consistent, so that was kind of upsetting, distressing. But otherwise, I mean, it was a lot of fun. I got 30% of the way done, and I probably put in, I'm trying to remember what the screen just said. I think it was like 22 hours? 18 hours? I'll put in the description how many hours it was. It was a rewarding experience. I definitely, Classic Game Room had a video where Mark was playing through this, and he was all on it because of the zombies. But his kill counts were very low. I think I've gone through 7,000 some zombies, or 7,000 some kills, which was a little high. Probably the part 4, I only got like 1,000 or so. sub-stories make a return again. I already mentioned that there's 4 characters. There's still a pretty good story. As I was mentioning earlier, I was a little afraid that they were just jumping on the zombie craze. However, there's actually a fairly okay story behind it. It certainly hasn't been left behind, which is very good because one of the big selling points of the Yakuza series is how good the story is. Voice acting is Japanese, thankfully. Of course, there's subtitles. There's a couple, just like Yakuza 4, there's a couple items where there isn't subtitles, but it's not that big of a deal. Like Yakuza 4, and I guess 3 as well, there's a number of areas that you'll visit, not too distinctive cities like, I think Yakuza 3 was the one that featured, 2 pretty large cities that you were going through. Once again, you're going through the streets, you're going in the sewers, you don't go in the buildings on this one, which gives it a good variety. There's a number of in building areas that you go through, including the finished towers, or the finished, I forget what the name of it is. You see getting worked on, and it was surprising actually for me to go down the street and then, where's the garbage cans? It was just amazing to see the building done. I wish I could remember what the name of those are. Anyways, it's a really good game. Price dropped pretty quick, I think, which is good for us because we're able to pick it up for a lower price, which I highly recommend that you do. If you like the Yakuza series at all, pick it up. If the idea of a third-person zombie killing game sounds good to you, pick it up. There was somebody on Classic Game Room's video who was torn about this and Resident Evil, and I think we convinced him to pick this up, and last I heard, he was having a lot of fun with it, and he was glad that he had picked it up. And I think he had also said that he was picking up Yakuza 4, which, if you haven't picked up Yakuza 4, definitely give that a go. Try to buy it new. I kind of regret buying it used. I might go back at some point and pick up a new copy, maybe when it drops a little bit lower, and then get rid of my used copy. I don't really know that I will, but there's like electronic download that comes with the new version, which I missed out on. So yeah, Yakuza Dead Souls has been chewing up a lot of my time. I've stayed away from Final Fantasy 13-2, which I picked up. There's a couple other games that I picked up that I just haven't been playing because really most of my free time has been going to this game. Highly recommended. Highly recommended. So that's it. Again, pick up Yakuza Dead Souls. I'm not being paid for this, but I definitely think it would be great if we got Yakuza 5 extremely quickly after they launch it in Japan. So hopefully they will do so if sales of this are pretty good. So that's it. Thanks for watching.